We're here with yet another League of Legends video, and this is a good one. Today we'll be sharing with you the top 5 Bard tips and tricks. So without wasting any more time, let's jump right into it. The basic. For starters, let's quickly go over his abilities. Bard's passive is the Traveler's Call. The passive has 2 aspects, but how does it work? Magical chimes appear as Bard enters the room, granting him experience, mana, and a burst of speed. In addition, minor spirits accompany Bard and assist him in his assault. Collecting chimes increases the strength of these Meeps throughout the game. Cool, isn't it? Then we have the Cosmic Binding ability. Here, Bard shoots a missile that slows the first adversary hit and allows him to move further. It will stun the first victim if it hits a wall. If it hits another adversary, it will stun both. Bard shoots an energy bolt at 1 or 2 foes, dealing 80, 125, 170, 215, or even 260% magic damage. For a few seconds, the initial target struck will be delayed by 60%. Any opponents impacted by the bolt are stunned for a certain number of seconds if it hits another enemy or a wall. The Caretaker Shrine is another one of his notable abilities. Bard constructs a shrine in the specific area that grows in strength over 10 seconds, with up to 3 shrines active at once, and it lasts until a champion walks on it or consumes it. If the champion was an ally or the Bard himself, they are heal power healed for an amount proportional to the shrine's control, and they get a 50% extra movement speed that decays over 1.5 seconds. Next up, the Magical Journey. Bard opens a portal in neighboring terrain. By traveling inside the doorway, both allies and adversaries can take a one-way trip across that area. Bard creates a one-way path across the adjacent landscape. By right-clicking on any area of the tunnel near the entrance, both allies and opponents can utilize it, with supporters traveling 10, 20, 30, 40 or 50% quicker than enemies. After 10 seconds, the tunnel vanishes. The last ability he possesses is the Tempered Fate. Bard releases a swarm of spirit energy, arsing at a target, placing all champions, minions, monsters, and turrets in stasis for a short period. Bard delivers an arc of magical energy to a particular spot. All champions, minions, monsters, and turrets in the target area enter stasis upon contact, rendering them invulnerable, cannot be targeted, and unable to act for 2.5 seconds. Despite being impervious to his abilities, epic monsters are also thrown into stasis. It's crucial to know about his abilities since most of the tips revolve around these abilities and would be almost incomplete without them. The time has come where we discuss what you've all been waiting for. Here are 5 tips and tricks for when you're playing with Bard. Number 5. Know when to chime. When you first see all of the dazzling chimes scattered over the globe, you may feel compelled to collect them all at once. Chimes only last 10 minutes before being replaced by fresh ones, so don't get caught off guard because you just had to collect that chime in the enemy jungle. When jungling, knowing when not to chime is very critical, as any time not spent farming is an experience you're losing. In any case, having chimes ready and waiting in the jungle or other regions is a smart idea. When you initially pick them up, the speed burst they give might assist you getting to the lane to swindle faster or escape if you're being chased. Number 4. Set up your shrines. Shrines are like your own personal healing relic, and you may have up to 3 of them scattered over the globe. They will charge up to their maximum capacity and stay still until an ally runs over them for health or an adversary destroys them. Choose locations for your shrines that are somewhat off the usual route so that they are not continuously damaged by adversaries but are still within easy reach of your friends. If you're jungling, putting them near the camps will allow you to replenish your health after clearing them quickly. They may be placed wherever by the support Bard as long as they are conveniently accessible by the AD carry. Number 3. Harassment. Understanding how to annoy the opponent with Bard is the most significant component of playing him. There are 2 crucial goals to focus on: making better use of his skills and living long enough to deliver harm. There are several possibilities for Bard to demonstrate his talents. Tempered Fate may be used to momentarily reduce damage output, separate a charging enemy's backline from its front line, and stall a teamfight for a teleport entrance, in addition to shutting off the enemy's escape. So why not put your gaming skills to good use before the opportunity passes you by? However, to toss Golden Amulet, his reliable primary poking instrument, he must approach very close in range. Bard is free to throw as much damage as he likes. It's vital to remember that the goal of playing tanky on Bard is to harm him. Due to his damage reduction when he has no Meep and Cosmic Binding accessible, gaining kills will be impossible without the actual damage to back it up. On the other hand, Bard should only utilize his Meep and bindings to torment the adversaries. Direct auto attacks are ineffective and unneeded. The ADC will complain that Bard passes away all the time due to these simple auto attacks. Number 2. Ganking with Bard. Because of his excellent mobility and superb crowd control through his Cosmic Binding and Tempered Fate ultimate, Bard is a stolen machine. Keep an eye out for susceptible foes in the lane since you'll be wandering a little to pick up the occasional chime. When you're near enough, use your Cosmic Binding to hold them in place before letting them have it. Magical Journey may also be utilized to attack adversaries on the other side of the wall rapidly. Number 1. Roaming. In a 2 vs 1 situation, you should never bring Bard to a halt. The reason for this is that in a 2 vs 1 battle, Turtling destroys Bard. He can no longer readily shock the adversary or securely utilize his gateway. Due to the lack of opponent harassment, the adversary feels jittery about Tempered Fate and is ready to dodge at any moment. As a result, the shrines lay unused. Sitting in a 2 vs 1 is a waste of time when Bard can retrieve his magical carpet and show Jasmine a new world. To avoid Bard derp, it's crucial to understand why, when, and how to travel. There are several causes behind Bard's desire to travel. Physical factors include obtaining mana and dropping wards across the map. The mental reason, on the other hand, is that the jungle has been taken away from you. Bard should get out and about as often as possible. The only time Bard should not be roaming around is when the enemy troops are vastly outnumbering the allies. When you see the enemies have gone back, an opponent dies or the lane is pushed, and your ADC isn't there, it's a perfect moment to roam. In any event, Bard should always be present when the adversary becomes overconfident and should only wander when the opposition is weak and playing passively. But you must be wondering how to roam? Well, we're here to your rescue. It's crucial to understand when things are safe and when they become harmful when roaming as Bard. Knowing how long it takes the adversaries to return to the lane is vital since it helps you return smoothly without causing any harassment to the allied ADC. Bard should initially attempt to ward off as much of the jungle as possible with the time constraint in mind. While spamming in the lane, Bard should be gathering chimes to speed up the warding process and refund some of the lost mana. As the clock ticks down, strive to come in the lane as soon as the adversary does. That way, if the adversary does anything dumb, Bard will respond quickly and punish them severely. Death times are longer as the game progresses, allowing for some gateway steals. Always attempt to flank a weaker opponent. It's just too simple to do by using one of Bard's abilities, that is the Magical Journey. As the game progresses, laning becomes increasingly rare. As a result, determining when to stay with the group is based on the adversary's arrogance. The team competition kicks in at this point. If the team has a tremendous quantity of poke, Bard may travel a lot throughout this stage and trap any adversary trying to run. Bard must stick with the group and use portals to make chasing more effective with a heavily engaged comp. Bard should patrol around the group with a passive anti-engaging comp, cutting away pieces of the opposition team with his stasis trap to eliminate the foes left behind. And friends, that's all we have for you today. We really hope that you enjoyed today's video and stick around for more such content. Goodbye!